Hi, my name is Grady McCormick, and this is my project on global positioning systems. So this is my website, and I created the website on Google Sites. And so Google Sites is a online website platform, and it allows you to create websites without coding. So it has its own builder feature that makes this site building easier than something like HTML or CSS. So you don't actually have to code anything. So it's stored on hard drives of web servers, the Google site, and it can be accessed by. Right now, I have it set to anyone who can view it. So up top, here is my logo and my banner, both of which I made on Pixlr. And Pixlr's photo editing site that allows you to use tools such as layering, cropping, and adding text. So I made my logo first, and I found a compatible background picture essentially, and put it layered it onto my background there. So I just, wanted to make it small and simple. And then I put that on my banner, which has, my name and my the what the project is about, as well as my logo. And then down here I have my GIF, which is there's my logo there and the GPS. There's a picture of a GPS and a wonderful picture of me. And then here's a picture of just a Garmin GPS unit that someone would use in their car for driving instructions. So right here is just a little bit of intro on global positioning systems, and it also has a link that you can click on to give you a little bit more information of how a GPS works. This is my purpose page, and so the first question essentially is, what is the purpose of GPS? And it's about my project is on the effects and impacts of GPS, which is a navigation system that's made possible by satellite technology. The system was initially set up by the U.S. government, was made available for civilian use in the 1980s, and today it's a widely used technology that many people use in their everyday lives, and it can show you your exact location, which is kind of cool. It can be used through different technologies such as phones, cars, computers, and watches. And it's a luxury that you're able to know your exact location, both your latitude and longitude, at any point in time. And like I said, it's powered by a system of satellites that orbit around the Earth, which bounce signals back and forth from GPS devices. So here you have a picture of satellites and their different orbit tracks and the Earth. And so and then these are just various GPS devices. So we can go to my impacts page and the benefit of the innovation. So one of the benefits that GPS offers is accuracy. Like we talked about a little bit, GPS uses satellite technology to accurately portray the user's exact latitude and longitude. And depending on how many satellites they're in contact with, it can actually tell you your altitude and speed. So the way it works is a GPS receiver bounces a signal off a series of satellites, and that calculates the exact distance of the different satellites in their orbits. So GPS uses or helps users know how far they're traveling, how to get to their destination, how long it will take, and obviously their exact location. Modern GPSs have all sorts of features that can even take in real-time traffic reports to tell you how long it will take you. So they're quite advanced technology. So from my survey, here's a graph that shows the age of the survey takers and how important that they think that GPS is, both to themselves and to society. And these two questions were taken on a scale of 1 to 5. So you can tell that most people who took the survey consider GPS to be very important, both in their lives and in society. Speaking of society, the innovation that it's had is that it really makes everyday life a little easier. It helps people get to work, travel, safely enjoy recreational activities such as hiking or boating. I'm an avid fisherman, and I use GPS all the time to mark where I'm going. If I don't know a certain route, I can plug it into my GPS, find out if there's any hazards. And there's lots of different devices that you can use GPS on. Some people have a certain app that they prefer, and this is a graph showing people's responses to why they like their navigation tool. This is actually for Google Maps. So a lot of people say it offers clear directions, it has the preferred features, it's user friendly. So there's a lot of reasons that GPS is useful and easy to use. And then this is my video.
This is my new Garmin EchoMap DV locating device. It's a GPS that I can use in my boat, my car, or on the go. Sometimes, when it's really, really late and a little bit dark outside, I get lost. And if I don't have something like my wife or my dog or my compass to bring me home, I can use my GPS device.
And now, does the GPS is it able to find you anywhere on Earth?
Anywhere on Earth, even if I'm a mountain or in the ocean. Anywhere I go.
That's neat.
If I ever don't know where my Garmin EchoMap DV device is, I can check my phone and it tells me where I am. And usually it's with me. So I have both.
And now it shows you exactly where you are in relation to the state. So if you were to say hike, then you would know
I would know where I was. And if I had my Garmin EchoMap, I would know where that is too. They'd be with me, which is where it says I am on the map.
So that's my friend Sam, who was nice enough to tell everyone the different uses of GPS and what he uses it for, and he's an avid outdoorsman. So here's my survey that we talked a little bit about, and this is one field that GPS has impacted, and I chose to talk about the commercial fishing industry because it's an industry that I've worked in. So boating in general has been made safer and easier through the use of GPS, but the fishing industry specifically has experienced the benefits. Many modern fishing vessels are actually required to be equipped with GPS, which can be useful when you're traveling in bad weather or high seas or the boat's traveling at night. It can determine the best route for fishing vessels to travel. If there's any hazards to look out for, a lot of captains actually will just follow routes that they've taken before because they know they're safe. So it's nice to know your exact location, and it helps with actually finding fish and catching fish too. Commercial fishing, which is a dangerous industry, has been made a little bit safer with GPS. So users interact with GPS through GPS receivers, and they can come in all shapes and forms. Receiver can be anything from a smartphone or like a Garmin unit, like in the video. So one of the big ideas we talked about was programming, and GPS incorporates it to determine precise location. So this is based on equations that consider distance from the satellite to the receiver. And in order to be as accurate as possible, a GPS receiver is programmed to send signals to up to 5 satellites, and this can help you figure out your altitude and your speed. When the GPS was first created by the US government, certain algorithms were developed to ensure that the GPS systems were accurate, and this has to do with the track of the satellite in their orbit. So the algorithms have stayed fairly constant since then, and now there are millions of GPS receivers that rely on these programs and algorithms. And in addition to that, GPS apps are programmed in a way that allows them to be user-friendly. Many people who use them don't understand the technology per se, but know that all they need to do is type in their desired location. So GPS uses data to determine precise location, and the GPS receivers communicate with multiple satellites to determine the distance between the receiver and each satellite to triangulate a position on the Earth. So a GPS receiver outputs a signal to the satellite, which returns these signals as an input in order to determine the distance based on the time it takes for the different pings from the GPS receiver to the satellite and the constant speed of light. So one obvious concern with GPS data privacy is the location of the user can be precisely determined. It's a data security concern, as the data can be used to identify the precise location of people. I, instantly thought of like government workers or like undercover agents, but really applies to any private citizen because you don't want your location to be shared with other people. So here's my references page. They're all great references. This is a cool article actually, but the one that I found the most useful was this physics.org, and it's all about how GPS works. It shows how these are different satellites and the positions triangulated, and there's also a really cool video, so you should check that out. So that's my project. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. For more information about global positioning systems, feel free to visit my website, and thanks for watching.